What is happening, y'all? Welcome. I'm back. Let's get to the conclusion of the story.
Not yet, but...
Does this mean it's over? Like over?
The Magus is contained for now. The most insatiable entity in the galaxy is once again a prisoner of the Soul Stone.
So it was
All
the
that
Soul
is
Stone.
left is determining what to do with it.
I figured it was the Reality Stone.
Those are both terrible ideas.
He says we should combine both ideas.
Stone is neither bomb nor bauble, and not yours to bear.
Whoa. He just tried to kill us and eat the galaxy!
You cannot contain this calamitous force. I created it. I am its keeper.
No one can keep that thing.
Mantis. The chances of the galaxy being consumed again if we keep the stone?
Very high.
And if we give it to Goldilocks?
Not as high.
The child was correct. That perhaps the pull of its power would one day split my lone soul asunder. But I am not alone.
Just to be sure, the chances of the bad galaxy thing happening if we sell the stone.
Astronomically high.
The best way to make sure the Magus doesn't get out again is to make sure together. You know, the second you feel any indigestion,
I shall call upon your crew, motley though you may be. I fear we've fallen friends. And I accord my atonement for the trying to kill you and eat the galaxy. A momentary misstep.
yeah, well, sorry for all the mean stuff we said about you.
If the mark of a man is to be bridled, none other than he himself must be mandated to toil as...
Does he seriously always talk like this?
I mean only to say... we're good.
It's just that I'm not the one you gotta convince.
Oh, certainly not.
Certainly, yes.
Well... Ugh. Disgusting.
Okay, now I'm convinced.
All right, so now we got the actual credit roll. So anyway, let's talk about the game. Because I'll be honest, I mean, going into this, I did not have high hopes. You know, the last Square Enix game that was Marvel was the Avengers game, and you know I don't know what's going on with the audio. It's a little weird. They decided to forgo the movie likenesses for that and kind of came up with their own thing. I don't think it was very well received. I know I didn't like it. I thought it was just terrible. Like, I think one video of it, and that was it. Basically a video saying it was terrible. So, you know, going into this, I was like, well, I don't really know what to expect here, but this was just fun, you know? It was just like, it was very narrative heavy, very story heavy, obviously, but the story drew you in. I would say I enjoyed this as much as, like, the actual, like, Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like, at first, you know, seeing the cast, like, different looking people, because you know, you see the movies for so long and you get so used to certain people being these actors and these actresses that you begin associating that actor with that role. Like, you know, like, I can't think of Iron Man without seeing Robert Downey Jr. And you know, so but I don't know, man. I think I kind of like this Star-Lord now a lot. It's grown on me. So I think they did it justice there, because you know, it's always iffy when you do stuff like that, but I think they did it well. The story itself was pretty wild. I liked how there was a lot of, like, actual like canon callbacks to the like the Marvel universe, and not the cinematic universe, but the comic universe of Marvel. You know, Cosmo and Fin Fang Foom and the Soul Stones, and you know, just there's all kinds of stuff here that isn't really touched on in the MCU, and the MCU is very much done like its own thing. And my understanding is this is kind of a lot closer. You know, even Peter's backstory in this was very close to how it was canonically in the comics, as opposed to the movie, where like his dad's ego in a planet and his mom died of brain cancer or something. You know, that was something that Marvel just came up with for the movies. So I'm glad that they kind of stayed more canon. I think they told a good story here, and I mean, I don't know if this actual story ties into the Marvel comics. I know Adam Warlock is supposed to be in the next Guardian movie. I don't know if they are supposed to work together against the Church of Truth or how that all works out, but it was a fun story, and I think it drew me in. Still not sure what's going on with Nikki at the end. Like, the glowing hair really makes me think it's something to do with the Phoenix Force. Because I know the Phoenix Force is like a cosmic entity type thing. But as far as I know, that's basically... I mean, the main thing with Phoenix Force is Jean Grey. But Jean Grey's outfit with Phoenix Force is like the orange, kind of flamey glowing hair, and then the green jumpsuit. And that looked very, very similar to what Nikki had going on. But there is no mention of... let me try Googling it. Nikki, Phoenix Force... Guardians. Yeah, I don't know. Nikki is a member of the Marvels. Meanwhile, Starhawk awakened the Phoenix Force. Wait, maybe? I think, I don't know. This just looks like a fan fiction. I don't know. That shit looked like Phoenix Force to me. But anyway, so yeah, I thought they did a good job with the story here. The characters were fun.
Really, I can sleep on the couch.
Got a
The
post-credit.
couch is filthy. I've seen the rodent relieve himself on it.
She could sleep in Gamora's room.
Since when?
Oh, come on. You're a girl, she's a girl. You can play dolls together.
There are so many things wrong with that.
Well, she ain't getting my room. End of discussion.
So you just have to build another bedroom, and maybe a bathroom, and convince everyone that adding another teammate is a good thing. A 12-year-old teammate. One who may or may not need you to provide parental stuff. I mean, come on, man. You did just save the galaxy. Twice. So, obviously, embracing this new role is definitely probably gonna be just, You can't look after a kid. You are a kid. You should arguably have somebody looking after you. Oh, crap. I mean, Nikki's great and all, but she's still gonna need guidance and emotional support and... Oh, vegetables. Where the flark are you gonna get vegetables?
This is so...
I guess Groot could make vegetables. Yes, that seems like a reasonable thing to ask him. And if everyone's willing to make just a few reasonable sacrifices here and there, I mean, you know what they're like. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, wow, they have good qualities. I mean, Drax is fearless, and he's been a dad. Groot, he's compassionate and protective. Rocket can teach her about crawling into things, and Gamora. Gamora. She knows about honor and discipline and girl stuff. Yeah. So even if you don't have what it takes by yourself, you're not by yourself. And you know what? Nikki's a part of that now. She's one of the family. And family means sticking together no matter what. Even if you gotta wing it every step of the way. My man. what's happening?
We appear to have lost power.
Oh god, the tracker
Sounds
turned
like
off
a
the ship.
Nova Corps disabler. You guys paid your fine, right?
Oh, fuck!
Oh man. Okay, so back to the review though. I mean, god, dude, the writing of this game was so damn good. Like even up to the very end, there was just so many times that just had me laughing. Like it was just a fun, really just fun experience, you know? Like it didn't have to have the best gameplay, but it was just enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Which on that note, let's talk gameplay a little bit. So I actually think the gameplay, like it started off fairly slow. You know, at the very beginning you have you shoot and that's it. But then you go from shoot to active reload, and then you start getting guardian abilities, and then you have your elemental abilities, and then you have all the guardian abilities. And I think once you pull everything together, the combat's actually pretty fun. You know, just comparing this to other superhero games, not a lot of games take a team approach like this did, where it's like you have one character and control a bunch of others. And I think that in the end, the system they had in place was actually pretty entertaining. Like it when it fully opened up, there was enough going on to where the combat wasn't dull. You were trying to chain certain combos together and whatnot. I had a good time with it. Trying to think what else. So, I mean, the music. I've actually I listened to the soundtrack a little bit, like off episodes. Just pulled it up to see what it sounded like. You know what songs they had, because I mean the Guardians of the Galaxy movies obviously have absolutely fantastic soundtracks, and the game does a pretty good job. I think the movie soundtracks are a little better, but there's some really good stuff in the game soundtrack. I mean, you got Aha's Take on Me, which I really like. You have what is it, White Wedding, I think, on there. That one was good. Let me actually pull it up. Let me see. Guardians game soundtrack. Let's pull up a list. So let's see. They have Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley. Wow. Kickstart My Heart. Holding Out for a Hero, Bonnie Tyler. That one's pretty good. Don't really like Wake Me Up Before You Go. Don't Fear the Reaper's pretty good. Yeah, White Wedding, Billy Idol's on there. Pat Benatar, some Def Leppard, New Kids on the Block, Soft Cell. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. Some Kiss, Simple Minds, Starship. Didn't know there's Starship on there. That fits though. And then obviously this whole Star-Lord band, which is all original stuff they made for the game itself, which is pretty good. But anyway, I mean, obviously pretty awesome musical cast. I mean, obviously it's licensed, so I can't listen to any of that shit during the episodes, but you know, that is what it is. I mean, it sucks when songs get copyright claimed that are like kind of more obscure. You know, like some random song that was playing during the Roosters Rampage and Far Cry got hit, and I like contested it and they fucked off. But you know, there was absolutely no way I was going to get away with listening to, you know, fucking Pat Benatar and Aha while playing a game. Like that wasn't going to happen. So anyway, you know, whatever. I'm actually, like, you know, at least I think they approached it really well here, because I think Guardians is the kind of game that you need to have that music in. And so them doing, not only giving us a streamer mode where we can disable that for the obvious reasons, but also adding some original music just so it's not, you know, deafeningly quiet. I think that was a pretty good approach. I would, you know, I think it would have been obviously way better with the music, but considering what I had to do, I think it was a pretty good approach. Trying to think if there's like, let's talk faults. I mean, honestly, there's not too much wrong with this game. I think the upgrades in general were kind of meh. I think it would have been interesting to see some more substantial upgrades just in terms of the gameplay change, because with the exception of like the double tap to hold and build up stagger, I use that a bit, but for the most part the upgrades were very just kind of meh. You know, they didn't really, I was like, okay, I guess I'll get shield, I guess I'll get health. Like, I didn't really have to think at all. It just felt like I was checking a box. And the other thing is, I feel like I did a decent job exploring. And I didn't find like almost any outfits. I think I found like 1 or 2 outfits per person. So those things must have been really, really hidden. I don't know if I consider that a fault of the game, but like, just damn, man. I feel like, because the game, you know, obviously pushes you in a very narrative forward direction. So you just kind of keep going forward. And I feel like when I had the chance to explore, I did, but still just did not get enough of those things. But yeah, besides the lack of upgrades, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's really not many faults for this game, honestly. Like, for what they were trying to do here, I think they did just a really good job. And I think they did a really good job at kind of capturing what the Guardians of the Galaxy is all about. Because it's a very different superhero vibe. You know, you have your superheroes, and then you have your anti-heroes, you know, your guys like Deadpool and Venom. And then you have whatever the hell the Guardians of the Galaxy are. And they did a good job here with it. I will say Rocket was a major dickhead early on. Like a couple background, like episode 10 or so, there were a few episodes in a row where I was like, man, fuck Rocket. Like, you can leave the team, dude. You're just a douchebag. But I think he matured a bit, which was nice to see. So all in all, I think this was a good game. I'd probably hit this with like a 9 out of 10. Like, honestly, there wasn't much that I would have really changed here. They just did a really good job. Not only feeling unity with the Guardian, Star-Lord has become obsessed with refocused branding. He's already ordered new business cards with heroes in a larger, bolder typeface and nominated his team for multiple galactic commendations. He's even considered changing his hairstyle. He also received the key to nowhere from Cosmo for some direct promise, currently propped up against the fridge to keep the door shut. Negotiated with No Corpse to unlock the Milano and waive their fine since they saved the entire Flarkin galaxy. However, they still owe a significant late fee. Oh, man. With the team finally getting along, Gamora invited everyone to rigorous combat training so they could learn to fight as one. Star-Lord claims after only 6 sessions, now they know fight like ninjas. Gamora has no idea what that means. Rocket surprised the Guardians by installing a gamma-heated Mercurian hot tub in the Milano's cargo bay. He has since declared it his office and hosts daily team meetings in it. He provides drinks, but not towels. Rocket has also renegotiated his employment contract. He is never to be thrown without his explicit consent. He's also renegotiated his employment contract. He is never to be called cute, adorable, or any similar words in front of a client. To forever capture the story of unity and honor, Drax offered to inscribe Catathian tattoos on the entire team. Groot's immediately healed, but he says he still feels it on the inside. The rest of the team had sore butt cheeks for several rotations. Inspired to better communicate with the rest of the team, Groot asked Rocket to help teach everyone Groot. He then abandoned the effort when they kept repeating the same 3 words over and over again. Star-Lord is now trying to teach Groot the few sign language words he learned from films. Groot also finally convinced Star-Lord to try his Groot tea. The next morning, a plant sprouted from Star-Lord's forehead. After attending Ko-Rel's full-on memorial, which drew tens of thousands, Nikki proudly displayed her blazing hair to the Kree accusers and told them exactly where they could stick their hammers. She has since found a home with the Guardians and often calls Star-Lord Dad just to throw him off his game. Okay, so the blazing hair just had to do... It was something with her heritage, which I think... I mean, the story at least said something about Mercury. So, when I was, like, looking up her character. So that would make sense. Cammy began to heavily shed her wool, which has a surprisingly comfortable texture. The Guardians sold the material on the black market for a huge amount of units. Drax has since begun knitting Cammy wool mittens for the entire team. Oh man, fairly certain she had maybe fulfilled one of her most important feats as the Celestial Madonna. Mantis set out to tie up loose ends but got distracted by all the knots. She was last seen giving advice to an irritated Monster Queen. Adam Warlock received most of the credit for stopping the Universal Church of Truth. Once he was done basking in the galactic praise, he once again took up the role of healer and traveled the galaxy, helping those formerly lost to the promise return to reality. Cosmo remains the best boy. Okay, maybe celebrate a little early. Mag has proved too much. For even more exploding head busted out. Now we're in space. How are we supposed to fight this thing? Took down a god, or at least stuffed the genie back in his bottle. What is this? This is like, it's a full journal of all of the exploits. This is so adorable. Wow. Not many games get me this interested in something during the during the credit rolls, but that was good. Anyway, to be honest with y'all, I'm not sure what's up next. Shin Megami Tensei is coming out, but I'm not sure if that would make a good YouTube series. I think it's a little too... I mean, I'm gonna play it regardless, whether I make episodes or stream or just play it on my own. I'm really excited for that game, so I just don't think it would be a good episodic type game. But maybe it would. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll find something. But either way, this was a fun journey. So thanks for joining me. Hope y'all had as good a time as I did. And I'll catch you soon with something new.